Before we start off today's video, if you guys would like to join the Discord server, link will be in the description below and it will also be in that pinned comment. If it's been more than 7 days, please use the latest video, as that's the one where the links will be working. And of course, I'd love to have you on the channel as well, so make sure to subscribe with that bell on and make sure you like the videos as well. But anyway, let's get right into today's video. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Lexus LBX. Now, two things before we actually get into the car itself. Firstly, every picture that shows the front grille has the word sorry on it. That's because I erased the number plate out the picture, and unfortunately AI can't unfortunately fill it in properly, so it goes dark and it looks odd. So I put sorry there just so I don't have to say sorry every time you see the front. And secondly, my hay fever is not great today, so if you do see lots of cuts which might become annoying or might be edited a bit wrong or whatever, I do apologise for that. I might be getting a tissue or blowing my nose as a small break or anything. But yeah, anyway, ignoring all of that, this is Lexus's small crossover SUV sort of deal that's based on a Yaris Cross, which is based on a Yaris. Now looking at it, you wouldn't think it's based on a Yaris Cross or Yaris. Granted, they are more stylish than Toyotas used to be, granted. But you still wouldn't think it looking at this, or I wouldn't anyway. And that's really all I can say. So let's get right into the review of the Lexus LBX, although that would be the opposite way for you guys. LB, what was it? I don't know which way B is, either way, and then X. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so when it comes to the outside of this car, I do like the front besides the grille, but this is personal. I just think it's the wrong shape and it's too big, kind of like BMW grills. It's not as hideous as the BMW grille, but it's still not the best. I like how it's like a honeycomb effect sort of thing, which is a nice touch. However, I'm just not a fan of the shape and the size. However, the rest of it is quite a nice looking car. The lights are a nice shape, and I like how there's a line going between them. And I like the side bits as well, and there's bits of chrome touches here and there, and the bonnet has what looks like some sort of indents on it. The reflection from the ring light is too much to see, unfortunately, on this laptop. But you get the point. It's a nice, stylish, cool looking front. I mean, the front grille, it is cool in its own right, but I'm personally not a fan of the shape and the size of it. When it comes to the side, it does give me a little bit of CX-3 Mazda vibes, and I don't know why. And sort of Infinity, the small one that's based on the Mercedes A-Class, whatever that's called. But however, it's still a nice looking side profile. I mean, you've got the shapes and the angles are all alright, and it's not disproportionate, and it's not ugly in any shape or form. And I do actually quite like it, and I like how there's like a silver strip that goes from the A pillar to the C pillar. That's a nice touch as well. I don't know if it's on every model, but it could be on just higher spec models, for example. But you know, it's nice, and the CX-3 isn't exactly an ugly looking side profile. So it's nice enough. The rear, I think this is the car's best angle personally. Lexus is spelt out, but it's just me again, the personal thing about having the badge underneath the bar, the light bar. I prefer on top, but anyway, it already looks, the light already looks like it's being facelifted, but it hasn't. This has just come out, and I think it looks really smooth. The light just looks so smooth, literally just smooth. And I like how they go in the lights and then they kind of change up into the middle like that. I mean, I'm not a fan of light bars, but you know, if I were to like light bars, that'd be a pretty nice looking light bar. And then I like the font that Lexus has used as well for the LBX and the Lexus badge as well. And then at the bottom as well, you've obviously got the place for your number plate, and then you've obviously got, like the front, you've got sort of vents that come around on the side with silver chromes again. And the overall shape like this is also quite good as well. So this is definitely a good looking car, and it's definitely not boring looking like, you know, Lexuses of old, where they're a bit just bland and boxy. When it comes to the inside of the LBX. It's nice, very nice. So obviously you've got premium feel and premium materials because obviously it's a Lexus and it's premium, of course. The infotainment screen, it looks a nice size, although it does look a bit low, which isn't the greatest, but you know, I've seen worse. I've seen controls that are like down way at the bottom. And you've got buttons in the center console and big gaps, storage places to put things as well. And it looks like you can actually adjust the temperature using buttons that are below the infotainment screen. And you've got physical buttons. There might be physical, there might be touchscreen. Unfortunately, I haven't looked into it. Do apologise for that. But I can see the red and the blue arrows, which means they're not in the screen, which is actually good. Thank God for that. And then you obviously just got a straight line where the air vents are. And it's just one silver strip that goes straight across like that. And a nice looking steering wheel, and it's just a nice interior overall, really. Right, when it comes to the performance, okay, so it had a 1.5 litre inline 3-cylinder from the Yaris Cross. However, it was a bit more powerful. So this one had 134 horsepower and 136 pound-feet of torque. It came with front-wheel drive, or you can get it with all-wheel drive as well. Not that you need it or you take it off-road in this, but it's nice to know that you can have it if you want it, or just in general, really. According to the Lexus UK website, the weight is 1,280 kilograms minimum, and it goes all the way up to 1,415 kilograms. Obviously that's including the 4-wheel drive and the top spec trim, weight and all that. Gearbox is your classic Toyota CVT automatic, which will moan when you put your foot down. It may matter to some people, it may not matter to other people. I personally don't like it. It does drone, and I don't like that sound, and I have been in a car with CVT gearboxes before, also known as Ubers, and personally I'm not a fan, so you know, because some people don't like it, it's kind of a con really. So 0 to 60 for the 2-wheel drive version is 8.9 seconds, however the 4-wheel drive is a bit slow at 9.3 seconds. However, the top speed does remain the same at 106 miles an hour. When it comes to the practicality, well, the 2-wheel drive, front-wheel drive car gets a 402 litre big, which is average. It's alright. It's sort of big hatchback sort of size, so it's nice big boxy shape as well, so you can utilise it very well, and it's just about big enough really. However, the 4-wheel drive option gets reduced quite significantly to 317 litres, which isn't great. Obviously it's expected. Obviously that's to be expected because obviously you got gubbins underneath the boot floor for that when you get the 4-wheel drive version. However, it's still not great that it gets reduced to 317 litres, which is not the best, let's put it that way. And space in the back wasn't great either. So headroom, 6-footers, they would just about be okay. Their head would just literally like this, just scrape on the headlining. And knee room, it wasn't the best. It was sort of between alright and bad sort of deal. So you would definitely, 6-footers would definitely struggle back there. Obviously kids will be fine, obviously, because kids are tiny. But proper adults and 6-footers over 6 foot, you know, they will struggle definitely in the back of this car. When it comes to the handling and comfort, let's start with the comfort. So it was comfortable, however, it was also quite stiff at times as well, and quite fidgety. If you take London roads for example, where there's bumps on every single street, and there's potholes on every single street, and there's cracks on every single street, you would feel those, whatever they're called, in the cabin, and you know, in your bum and your body, etc. Now, it wasn't truly uncomfortable, it wasn't terrible. You're not riding in a Lamborghini and then having James May complain about the ride, but you would notice that, you know, it wasn't the most comfortable thing in the world. And then the handling, well, it was actually alright when it comes to handling, really. So, like the Kia Niro before, it could reach its limits and you'd be safe at those limits. The steering was sensitive enough and gave enough feedback as well, which is good for the driver. And body lean was controlled to a certain extent. Obviously there would be a little bit, but it was maintained well enough that, you know, passengers aren't going to be feeling sick, and the actual handling isn't too much compromised. So that's, you know, this car doesn't need to handle. However, it handles decently well. So you know what, I give props to Lexus Toyota for that. Is there anything else worth noting? Well, besides the fact it's a Lexus Toyota, it'll be very, very reliable. I don't know if there's another word for very. Super reliable, amazingly reliable. It will be super reliable, no doubt about that. Besides that, no, I don't know. I don't know of anything else really. But anyway, moving on from the three dudes on your screen. What is the verdict? So the pros are, it has a nice looking interior, the front wheel drive boot space is alright, front wheel drive and all wheel drive are an option even if you don't need the all wheel drive, it had decent handling, it was reliable, and the exterior does look really good. Besides that grille and that light bar thing, the grille again, personal thing, it's just the shape and the size I think personally, and the light bar, I do like its design, I just don't like light bars, but if I did, it'd be pretty cool and I definitely like it. So it's a semi-con pro, I don't know what it is. Anyway, the cons are, the ride was a bit firm and it was fidgeting, you could feel it. It was comfortable enough but you could feel it. The CVT does moan, but then again, some people don't care, some people do care. All-wheel drive boot space isn't the best, you know, it's reduced nearly 100 litres. And then the rear seats, well, 6-footers could just about be alright, but you know, they may start complaining about their head hitting the ceiling, and if they're taller, you know, then they definitely won't be able to fit very well, and depending on how the driver is, their legs would also hit the back of the seat. But anyway, that concludes the review of the Lexus. Okay, let's get this the right way round. So, normally L is that way, okay, so L B X. I think that's right. But anyway, if you want me to review a car, then you can let me know in the comments below, and you can even let me know in the Discord server, because there's a section just for that, containing my YouTube channel, such as my car one and my personal one. But yeah, I will see you guys in next week's video, and I'll see you guys then, for whatever car it turns out to be. Peace out.